Nice.
This is just... Wait, where's his head at?
Okay,
I don't wanna get bit.
nobody's jumping up and running away, so that's a good thing.
Gosh.
The band is still standing. Everybody's good. Okay, so this is not a garter snake.
It's not.
It's not. This is a Colombian red-tailed boa, also known as just a common boa constrictor.
How can you tell the difference?
He's a heck of a lot bigger. And we have had him at the Talpas Park Zoo since 1991. He is about 23 years old. They can live to be about 25 to 27 years old.
27 years of terrorizing people. That's more than I've got on my record.
So he's actually one of our senior citizens at the zoo, and we take really special care of our senior guys. Now, it never ceases to amaze me. Everybody's like, oh, I'm afraid of snakes, let me touch it. You know, they're petrified, but they find it really interesting.
It reminds me of a wallet. It reminds me of money, so that's why I like touching it. No offense, no offense. I don't want to see you go there.
Now the question is he slimy?
Is he slimy? Not slimy.
Not slimy.
Yet satisfying.
Yeah, people always say, oh, snakes are so slimy, and they're not. Is he dry?
Drier than an Arizona desert.
And how does he feel? He twitched.
You gotta step off, snake man. What's the snake's name?
You know, this one doesn't have a name. He's the boy snake.
No wonder he's so angry.
Yeah. I forgot to introduce. Alicia Ferguson is on the head end. She's one of our education assistants. Maida Schmitz on the back end, keeping an eye on things here too.
And Tanner on the most dangerous part that can strangle you. And
so, sometimes they'll yawn.
Is he yawning or growling?
They don't have vocal cords, so he's probably not going to growl. The other thing they don't have is ears. If you ever notice...
So he can't hear the things I'm saying about him.
Yeah, you can insult him all you want. He can't hear it. So they don't have ears. He can't hear anything, but he can feel vibration. So I find it kind of silly. I always like to talk to the snakes when I'm working with them, even though I know they can't hear me.
A fellow parcel tongue.
I actually just watched that movie today. I like to talk to them. I think they can feel the positive energy that I'm giving them. So they're just so cool. I love the snakes. They really are a wonderfully important part of the ecosystem. They eat, most snakes like to eat rodents. If it wasn't for snakes taking down the rats and the mice, we would have a lot more rats and mice around. And most people don't like that either.
Oh, no.
So thank the snakes.
There's a reason we didn't bring rats on the show.
Thank the snakes and the birds of prey for keeping the rat and mice population down.
Thank you.
So thank the snake, because let's give it up for the snake,
Give it up to the snake.
Woo! High five for the snake.
I can honestly say that I have overcome one of my fears tonight.
Yay!
Next time we'll bring a giant spider and an Egyptian cult, because those are my two big ones.
Okay. I can set you up with a tarantula, but the Egyptian cult...
And maybe like a really, really pretty girl.
There you go.
Before the show, Ben goes, so make sure we do the drums over all his dumb jokes. And I think I've already heard like 30 of those things, so that means all my jokes are dumb. Okay, so what's our next guest?
Well, our next guest is something that likes to eat fish and is black and white. They're always dressed up for a party.
A person from Portland.
Anybody from Portland? Are the Portlandiers, are they always dressed up and ready for a party?
Always dressed for a party. You just never know when there's going to be a party in Portland.
Okay, all right.
It's a nice alliteration. That's why they do it.
Yeah. Well, they're getting the snake squared away, and so the next guest will be coming out shortly. But before the next guest comes out, I want to have you wash your hands real quick. You touched a snake. Whenever you touch any reptile, it's always a good idea to disinfect your hands.
And yet they're totally harmless.
Yeah. You know you're a zookeeper when you carry it in your pocket.
That's right. You just never know when you're going to be handling a 700-pound killer snake.
Oh, 700, that'd be really heavy.
That would be really heavy. Well, all right, our next guest enjoys dancing in the Antarctica and having his life narrated by Morgan Freeman. Please welcome out a penguin!
Well, again, this is Maida Schmitz. She's one of our primary penguin keepers, and sitting quite comfortably in her lap, enjoying checking it all out, is Midori. He will be 2 years old on May 16th, so he's coming up on his 2nd birthday. He was hatched at the zoo, and he's just so cute. He's having a good time.
He is adorable. This guy would never do anything wrong. He would never do anything. He wouldn't strangle anybody to death like that snake.
No.
He's a nice bird.
He's a nice bird. He might bite and pinch and twist, and it's
but it was out of love.
Yes.
Like your little brother.
Out of love. Yeah.
Can I pet him?
Oh. If Maida can get him in the right position, yes. So she'll get him turned around.
This always happens every time I try to touch a penguin.
What does he feel like?
He feels like a penguin.
Yeah, just on his back.
A noble, loving penguin.
Good boy.
Tell me, Scamper, what was it like? You would think we'd see more of these in Rexburg, you know? That's like the biggest letdown of Rexburg. It's like cold enough to have penguins. Where are they?
And actually, that's a good point. These penguins don't like the cold. People always, ask us, oh, do the penguins at the zoo really like it when it's cold? And the answer is no.
They're very reasonable animals.
I agree. This is an African penguin. They're found off the southwestern coast of southern Africa and Namibia. And they like it warm. When it's below freezing here in Idaho, they look outside and go, no, not going out. No, staying inside, turn on the TV. We want to just have an indoor day.
That's what I'm all about. We could chill at my house if you want. Go back to Arizona together. Come to Arizona with me. What's its name? Scamper?
Midori.
Midori.
Midori. Scamper would actually be a good penguin name.
It would be a great penguin name.
I like Scamper. Now, he's about 2 years old, so he is starting to look at members of the opposite sex. It's kind of like watching junior high kids at a dance. They're all looking at each other and they're interested, but they're not quite sure why.
Doing this dance?
Yeah, there he goes. And when he's about 3 or 4, then he'll find a permanent mate, and then they'll start the process of courtship and nest building and raising a family, and it's all very sweet. So what we'd really like to do is on the 3rd Friday in June, July, and August. So June 20th, July 18th, and August 15th, we're going to have date night at the zoo. For each full price admission, your date gets in for half price. And this is a really good deal. Regular admission is $7, so half price is $3.50. So you and your date can get into the zoo for $10.50. I think that's better than going to the movies.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Oh, so much better.
We're going to have meal deals at our Kookaburra Cafe. I think they're going to do, if you buy a combo meal, you get the second one at half price. And we're going to have a special animal encounter show highlighting dating and courtship in the animal world. So
take a tip from the animals.
Yeah.
Guerrilla mating method, guaranteed to work for all college students.
It starts at 5 p.m., so anytime after 5 p.m., we'll be doing that discount. So hopefully we'll see a bunch of you there for that really, really fun evening.
All right, so head on out to the date night at the zoo, and give it up one more time for our zoo guests. I'm just so overwhelmed at having a penguin here that I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak for the rest of the night. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.